Hello everybody, I'm Xinshen. Today I want to introduce open source. Firstly, anybody know what's open source? Definition. Open source is defined as a program in which the source code is available to the general public for use and modification from its original design free of charge. Here is open source code the definition. Here we go. Preview, history, application, culture and society, importance. The first one, the history of open source. In 1980, maybe this is a controversial inclusion to start with. In 1983, started by Richard Stallman in 1983, the GAN project is a mass collaboration project for open and free software that has flourished even to this day. In 1989, unfortunately, you should know separate lessons from AT&T to be able to use it, because it included AT&T Unix code. In 1998, Linus created Linux, and in 1993, Red Hat, a company based around its own Linux distribution, made open source big business. In 1994, Michael and David started developing and released the first version in 1995. In 1998, Netscape finally decided to open source its Weber browser early in 1998 and started the open source community Mozilla to hold the results. Few could have expected what a mass successful it could become. Here's another perspective: the sharing of the technology, information before the net, sharing of the information with computers, the emergence of the open source term. This graph shows the computers of the relationship between each other. Here we go. Open source software is most important in the application. The definition: the open source software is computer software with its source code made available with a license in which the copyright holder provides the right to study, change, and distribute the software to anyone and for purpose. The advantage, like convenience, efficient, flexible. The disadvantage is like security problems. Everybody knows that. Here, electronics such as OpenMoko, OpenRisk, and Lion, medicals, pharmacy, genomic, Open EMR. Science and engineering. The Science Commons was created as alternative to expensive religion, cost of sharing and the reusing scientific work in journals. Here is open source culture. The creative protect particles of the application and free sharing of the final and the created content. Here is another one. So continue. Governments. Open politics, open source governments. You know, South Korean government is good at use like that. Ethics, guys. Open source ethics as a ethical school in well is also like professional body of rules. Media open source generalized formula refer to the standard generalized technologicals of news gathering and fact-checking flexion open source intelligence, a similar term used in military intelligence circle education. Within academic community, here is discussion about expanding what could be called intelligible commons. Here is good for the business, security, quality, freedom, flexibility. So another importance like auditability, supporting optional costs. So here is reference for that. In the future, the open source will be applied in the more fields because it will promote the network to connect with other fields. Keep time and use the open source. Yeah, that's why I talk about the open source. Thank you so much.